In this video, you're gonna learn how to crop images to text and other shapes, along with learning how to create a shadow and add multiple textures to your text or shape as well. So there's lots to learn in this video. This video comes with a downloadable project file, so make sure you go download that, and then that way you can follow along. Other than that, let's jump into Photoshop. Okay, now that we're in Photoshop, you should have 3 images from the project file. You should have this one, which is a sea. When I first looked at it, I thought it was actually like a desert, but it is a sea. The second one is a metal texture, and the next one is a metal texture as well, but I've manipulated it a little already to create this black inside this texture. So let's just go to our first image, the sea, and grab our text tool. We'll write out something. Maybe there's mountains in the background, so I'm gonna write out mountains. And we'll resize that, which is your Control T, resize. Oh, mountains. I don't know what a mountain is. Let's change that. Mountains. There we go. I might put it on the horizon. We need to duplicate our background. So we'll go over, we'll click our background layer, Control J, which is to duplicate our layer in the same spot. We'll move our layer above our text. So now what we'll do is we'll hold Alt and we'll hover over between the two. See that little icon that pops up? So when that pops up, we click, and that has clipped our image to our text. Now you can't see anything at the moment because our other image is exactly the same. So if I turned that off, there you go, there is our image. Or if I move my top layer, there we go, you can start to see our text. I move it all the way up, we have mountains. So I've used the texture or that image to create this texture on my text, on my font. So a really cool way to do that. We can also, to help make our text stand out, let's say I've dropped this down, to help make our text stand out a little more, we can darken our background. So a couple of ways we can do that, but if we click on our bottom layer, we go to maybe levels. Sorry, that's curves. Let's do levels here. We drag this slider down. Remember that the lower we bring this, the darker our image becomes. So if we bring it all the way, it's black. So we can just bring it down a little bit, just until our text subtly pops out. And let's crop this down so it's a bit nicer composition. Remember what we talked about in the last video of the rule of thirds? Beautiful. Let's move on to our second example. Let's create a new canvas. We'll go to File, New. Create a new canvas, maybe 1920 by 1080, 1920 by 1080. Create. We'll write out our text. Maybe this time I'll write, I am Ryan. We'll resize this, Control T, make it nice and big. Let's go grab our metal texture. We'll click and drag this over and drop. Let's clip that, holding Alt and clicking in between our 2 layers. Nice. Let's go grab our another texture. We'll drop and we'll hold Alt and clip it. Now I've just clipped that texture, so I cannot see the bottom texture. What we're gonna do is we're gonna click multiply. And what that adjustment does is it removes all the white in the image. And there we go, we've created a texture. We can also then go and color that. If I go up to here, hue saturation, I make sure I clip it. I can pick colorize, and that will help me choose the color I want. Maybe I'm looking for a bit more of a rusty look. There we go, slight tint. And I have created I am Ryan using 2 different textures, as well as an adjustment layer. So I said we create a shadow as well. So let's duplicate our text, hold Alt, click and drag. So we've got another layer of text behind. Control T, we're gonna hold our control button and we're gonna click on this center one and I'm gonna just drag. And then what I'll do is I'll hold control and I'll click on this other center one and I'll drag it up, line it up with my text, just like that. Press enter, and there we go. We've created a nice shadow. Now, a lot of the time, shadows actually fade off afterwards. So let's go ahead and create a layer mask. Let's grab our gradient tool, which is this one right here. And we're gonna come up to the top. We'll click on this little box here. This little window will pop up. We can go to basic. We can click on this middle one, which is a solid to a gradient. And we can click on this little icon and our colors popped up. Let's make sure it's black. So just click on that, make sure it's black, press OK, click OK. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag down and let go. Drag down, let go. And there we go. We've created some text that has two different overlays, two different layers clipped to it, as well as a drop shadow. So if I hide all these, remember that this technique works for anything. So if I grab my shape tool and I create a shape, I grab my image, maybe we'll get the mountains. I can hold Alt and click in between the layers and that will clip it. So I can just move my image within this layer. So let's get a smaller shape. Let's grab a circle. I turn that on, I hold Alt and click in between. And there we go. My image is clipped within that circle. There you have it, guys. There is how you crop or clip an image to text or a shape, along with adding a drop shadow or a shadow, adding multiple textures with clipping things to your text or shape. So lots of little tips and tricks in this video. Go have fun with that. See what you come up with yourself. Tag me on Instagram, ruthless_graphics_productions, and I will see you in the next video.